Nice. Let's start.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
I thank you. It's a really great pleasure. And finally, I get to know all the people from Knobloch
Yes.
and also Javier Macero, the one that
Javier
did this
Macero.
beautiful cover for the last CD.
Yes.
Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure to meet you too.
Thank you.
Okay, so for those in the audience who do not know you, can you introduce yourself and your work a bit?
Yes, my name is Kostas Tosidis. I am a classical guitarist. I come from Greece. The last 20 years I live in Salzburg. And usually I am playing repertory that is written from people who are living now. And my focus is mostly on the contemporary music, even though I love to teach all the other styles in the university where I teach.
Okay, so we're here today because you're going to play a concert
Yes,
from your album Drops.
yes.
So I wanted to go there first, talk about the album, which is it was born from your PhD research, am I right?
Yes, it's the artistic output of the PhD that I am fighting to finalize the last year.
Okay.
And hopefully it's going to happen in 26. Actually, one part of the PhD, that it's a guitar method book, is going to come out during the summer.
Oh, that's super interesting.
That it's really, let's say, the 60% of my research. It's a research that I do more than 10, 15 years, actually, when I start really focusing on the technique and all the questions that my students had. So I said, okay, this has to be somehow documented. And then it started the idea of doing the PhD.
Okay, so the research is mainly on how to transcribe like viola, violin, and cello into guitar, right?
Yes, it started like that.
Okay.
And I did some arrangements. The one is published by Schott, the one by Georgi Ligeti, the cello sonata.
Yes, yes.
And later on, I realized that this topic was kind of limited because it would be very interesting, the artistic output, but in the university, in the VUB in Brussels, together with the KSB, they needed a huge amount of research behind that. And because this is like performance PhD, it has to be like a research that will be adapted on the playing. So the change that I did, it was, of course, focusing on the bow.
Yes.
That means that I translate how the bow weight
Yes.
can be transcribed on how we can use the left hand on the guitar. So many things that in my book exists are not so common in other guitar methods because mostly they talk about the right hand. But in my book, I talk a lot about the left hand independence and actually how we can use the left hand weight and in order to be able to articulate, do dynamics, all this stuff.
I have to say, as a former violin student, I find this fascinating.
It is some, you know, in the research text, I had to go through many books from the violin literature,
Yes.
and to find some common things in order to make this as a statement that, but you know, it's totally different instrument, and
Yeah.
I always need to explain in details according also the biomechanics of the human body.
Of course.
Otherwise, it's, you know, are just some ideas that could be happening, but
Okay, I'm going to ask you
Yep.
a bit later about specifically the
Okay,
techniques,
yeah.
but I want to talk about, the album first. And I wanted to ask, when you commissioned those pieces and compositions, did you share the research you had done with the composers, or did you leave it out to them to figure out?
No, to everyone, the question from me was if it would be possible to compose a piece for guitar as if it was a bow instrument. So what you would do if you were supposed to compose for a cello or for a violin or for a viola, but to be played on the guitar. Some of them, they really got the point.
Yes.
Some others, they just perhaps worked mostly with sonorities.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, when I got all the works and then I went to the studio, I was like, I'm not so sure if this would fit. But in the end, it made really big sense. Of course, I added another one piece that I start today the concert with from the Dutch composer Ton de Leeuw.
Yes.
That are many sketches, and actually he has really a lot of different techniques and approaches on guitar that it's something really interesting, and somehow it gathers also.
Were there any specific bits from the compositions that really surprised you? Because having done the research before, I'm guessing you kind of expected what it would sound like, but maybe there were some bits that you were like, wow, I hadn't even thought about that.
Yes, is the piece by Yorgos Noussis, a Greek composer who lives in Vienna. That he has a scordatura in the guitar that is very close to the cello, and he really, the piece, the structure, and everything, all the sonority, everything is really like having in his mind.
Okay, what's the name of that piece?
Pulso de la Vida.
Okay, good to know.
Yorgos is one multi-talented guy. He's a guitarist. He's a member of the Bratislava Guitar Quartet. He's also a composer, and actually we are also a guitar duo. Mm-hmm. And he spent a lot of time in Spain, in Cordoba, because he was very enthusiastic about flamenco. So he was there for Erasmus when he was a student to learn things.
Okay, and then I just wanted to dig a little bit deeper with two of the songs that I guess stand out to me. So the first one that I wrote down is 5 Steps to Godspeed. That one was a piano composition first, and then was it you that adapted it into guitar duo?
No, the composer Kostas, another one Greek guy.
Okay.
He adapted for a duo guitar, and he had an offer to play in Megaro in Athens. This is like the music hall, how to say, like the Palau de Musica, in Barcelona, something like that, but in Athens. Mm-hmm. And then he called me and told me, do you want to do it? Because he lives in Athens, I live in Thessaloniki that period. And then I said, yes, great. So actually, that piece was the first piece that I played on stage after I was diagnosed with focal dystonia. That was here in Barcelona, in Terras, actually, my clinic. So when this happened, I said, okay, this piece is really something super important for me, and I need to put it in the CD. And it's actually one of the pieces that I really love.
Okay, yeah. I have to say the second movement, Hit.
Yes.
Like that one was brilliant. I really liked it. Okay, and then, well, I wanted to ask about the very last song, which is the Interlude. Mm-hmm. And I guess I was thinking, because I read that Ton de Leeuw was mainly a vocal music composer, I was thinking, do you think his background, because vocals are much closer to a violin or a violoncello than a guitar, do you think his background translated into guitar compositions kind of in the same way that your ideas transcribed?
Me, with the vocal music, I am not so close.
Okay.
But what I believe also while I'm teaching, what I always say to the students is you are actually the music that you do is the way that you are talking. Mm-hmm. For example, a very important part of the music is how you articulate the music.
Yes.
And this is a big art. Mm-hmm. Like in ancient Greece, the philosophers, they were using small stones under their tongue in order to be able to articulate better. So it was a training. Mm-hmm. And then we see, like in all the music literature, that every period has its own language, let's say, the way to articulate. So once you know how to articulate the classical period or the Baroque period, actually you are knowing the language of the composer. it's like you are learning many different languages. Like you go to Spain, you talk with amazing accent. You go to France, you talk with amazing. So it's really something that opens everything.
That's a very interesting comparison.
So
I
the
hadn't
way
thought about
that
it.
Ton de Leeuw use the material, to me, it's really like a storytelling. So when I came in contact with that score, it was like, okay, this is something like, it could be a goodbye, but it can be also a welcome. That's why I used the last period in my concert as a first piece, in order somehow to put the people in what is going to happen.
Okay. Do you think now is a good time to show the audience some of the techniques, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah?
So actually, one of the techniques that I was somehow forced to deal with, let's say, it's a technique that first it can create a continuously note, something that we don't have in guitar, but actually is what we can imitate together with a tremolo, okay?
Yeah.
So instead of using, for example, 4 or 5 notes tremolo, I start to use my index finger as finger picking.
Okay.
Okay. So, for example, there is a part in the piece by Ton de Leeuw that he has repetitive notes really fast. So this way, for example, I find there are some other people. There is a Greek guy, Dimitris Kotrounakis, that he's really one of the people who can play even scales in that way. And he's using also the index finger. To me, I use from the upper knuckle, like from the base, but I know some other people can use this. It's the same thing, like some people they are using the whole thumb, some people are using also this phalanx. So this is one of the same thing I do also in the pieces by Feliu Casul, that he has tremolo, but I found out that the effect that it would be closer to me, it will be like the sound of mandolin.
Yeah.
That's why instead of doing this tremolo, I do continuously note also on the thing. It's a bit more complicated later how to deal with your thumb, because a continuously note that requires stability of the hand, that usually I have my thumb somewhere in order to be stable to do it. But there is a way to play also a second voice. And actually one of the new pieces that I'm gonna learn during the summer is one sonata by a composer that also he is in the CD, Yannis Papakrasas.
Yes.
Then the third movement, it's all like melody that it's tremolanto with one finger and with basses.
That's going to be a challenge.
Yes, it's going to be really hard. Next, the topic of the weight of the left hand is really something so huge, that really, if the people are interested, I would really recommend to get in contact with the book that is gonna come.
Definitely.
And this is gonna be a book that is gonna be a text about clarification of what every exercise is, then bullet points, so they can go really in the points that they need to think and to work on. Then there are scores. And there is also a QR code that leads you to a video where I demonstrate how everything is gonna be played if someone, for example, is from, I don't know.
We're going to put the details down on the YouTube video and everyone can check that out. Yeah, of course.
Cool.
Okay, and well, I don't know if you wanted to show any other...
No, I
okay,
think it's...
that's good. And now we're going to talk about this, which is the cover of the album.
Yeah.
And, well, the album is a dedication to the victims of the train accident in Greece.
Yes.
We were thinking, sorry, you were going to say?
No, it was a period actually when that happened, I was practicing for the recording. So it was, these pieces were with me the day that I heard about the accident. And in the beginning was something really horrible. And Then I had a call from a friend that a friend of us is in the train. So in the beginning, we didn't know what's going on. So if he's alive or not, then she was alive. And she suffered till now with operations. And, it's extremely difficult to deal with the situation that soon you have to go to the court and no one is actually responsible for that, but your life changed. Some people died. And it's like, all this pressure, the psychological trauma from that time, because, it's something horrible.
I'm sure the whole country is still
Yes.
very
and
much
still searching
affected.
for someone to get the responsibility for all this.
So I talked to Xavier, who's the artist that painted this beautiful painting, and he mentioned to me that to him it represents like a space of reflection. I don't know how would you tie, well, both the painting, the album cover, and the name of the album to the concept.
The drops, it was an idea that came from me because it's the first thing is like a drop of tears.
Yes.
Then you knew that there were a drop of blood, and then there are drops of drop of hope that something is gonna change. So that was the part of the name of the LP. At the same time, there are so many different parameters of drops, according also to the repertory. There are so many different ideas that can be also drops of ideas that came out. And as far as in this work of Javier, it reminds me a lot, like all these images that we had from the trains, and some seats were out and some left alone, and some other part of the wagons. So it was like, well,
It's a very fitting image.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you. Okay, this is a bit of a sharp transition from this subject, but okay, so I wanted to ask, what are the strings you're going to be using today?
So today I'm using the Knobloch ADC 34.5. Are the strings that to me fits perfect, has amazing quality, the guitar resonates, and to me it's easy to play. I can control them. I don't have problem with intonation.
Wonderful.
And it's something that I will not change.
And how about the luthier and the guitar?
Well, this guitar is built by Anastasios Koukourigos. He's a Greek luthier. He's a very good friend. We are actually working together. That means that I am checking his guitars and we are changing together according to what I think that needs to be better. This is a double top guitar with balsa, not with Nomex. And it's a spruce from Italy. And then this is Palisander.
Yes.
The tuning machines are from Balzac. And the result, it's something really beautiful. Has also elevated
I was just gonna say, it looks very high.
And then from here, it's like the Stauffer, the romantic guitar, luthier, that you can change the height of the strings.
Oh, okay.
According to, if you go to an environment that it's really humid, like Barcelona, then you might need to pull a bit up the strings. If you are tired, you can put it less height. If you go to record again, you put it a bit higher in order not to have buzzing.
Yeah.
So it's one guitar that I am playing since 4 months. It's really new. But my contact with Anastasios is since 2006, so it's really long.
It's a great deal to get to collaborate.
And actually, he puts only Knobloch strings now in his guitars. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Thanks.
And we also have got some questions from Marco Smaili. The first one is, how come you ask for monophonic instruments in the compositions?
Yes, the idea comes actually from the beginning of my research that was about transcriptions of bow instrument to guitar. So what I asked to the composers was like, think as it was a bow instrument that usually are instruments with, with a monophonic. It's not so polyphonic as
Yes.
the guitar.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the intention of my question when I asked the composers to send me the pieces.
Okay, makes sense. And then he really, really praised you. He said you're a referent, kind of outside the main circle, that you're doing your own thing. And we wanted to ask, how are you living that process?
Well, like every decision has a cost, and I decided to do what I want to do and not what the others want me to do. That means that it's a statement that when I go to make a concert, I want to offer something that they will not listen so often in classical guitar concerts, at least in this amount of information. It's not that I am, let's say, trying to create a style or something. It's just my inner need to play the music that I really love. And
that makes sense.
Sometimes this is a bit difficult because most of the people would like to listen the things that are used to, but I'm just giving another one choice.
Yeah, I mean, no one goes into music thinking it's a safe option. So if you're halfway there, you might as go the whole way and just do whatever you want. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, and now we've prepared a rapid fire questions.
Okay.
I guess basically one word answers or yes or no, that kind of stuff. So, favorite music genre outside of classical music?
Free jazz.
Studying guitar in the morning or in the evening?
Morning.
Check-in or extra sit for your guitar?
Extra sit.
Yeah. Okay, absolute music or program music? So, like more abstract? Or okay. Yeah. If you were not a classical guitar player, would you rather become like a rock guitarist, or would you choose another instrument from the orchestra?
Different instrument, cello.
Okay. Favorite composer? That's a tricky one.
J.S. Bach.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. And best music hall you've ever played in?
Best according to the acoustic?
According to whatever you want.
Most beautiful memories I have from the Solitaire Hall in Salzburg in Mozarteum.
Salzburg?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And can you tell us where they can find your work, your socials, etc.? If you want.
Yes, it's gonna be in Da Vinci Editions from July on.
Okay, perfect. We'll put all the details down below.
Thank
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.